name's Eric. As always, I want to thank you for coming by to check out my video today. On this episode of Smo'King, I'm going to show you how to do a smoked Coca Cola glazed ham. Now, today is Easter, and that's why I'm making this recipe, because all the hams go on sale. I got an 11-pound ham here, bone in, which cost me just around 20 bucks. So, what a great way to feed a lot of people with not a lot of money. And the other great thing about this, especially if you're new to smoking, this is so easy to cook and heat up on your smoker because it's already cooked. You're just bringing it up to serving temperature. And then I'm going to make a really nice glaze made of a few basic ingredients. The most important one is Coca Cola. Now, I'm not using the American Coke. I got this, this is actually made in Mexico because it's made with cane sugar instead of corn syrup and stuff that the American Coca-Cola is made of. So if you have access to something like this, I would definitely try it because the sugar is just going to help make this great glaze. Anyway, guys, I'm going to show you how to do this step by step. Let's get cooking. Alright, so the first thing what we want to do, obviously, is take it out of the package. Now, you can also smoke spiral sliced ham, you know, the ones that are already pre-sliced. My only thing to warn you about is since they are sliced, they do tend to dry the meat out a little bit as compared to getting one that isn't pre-sliced. Plus, the pre-sliced ones are usually a bit more expensive. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to cut like a crisscut pattern onto this ham. This will allow the smoke flavor to adhere better, and it just makes for a better presentation. So you're just going to start with a knife, and we're going to go maybe around a ½ inch down as far as the cuts, and maybe around a ½ inch to an inch around. I'm just going to do it kind of like side by side here. Be careful, because you don't want to cut yourself. Kind of continue on this side right here. Figure where my last cut was. And this isn't really a necessary step. You don't have to do this, guys. I just think it makes it look a little bit better, and like I said, get a little more smoky flavor into the ham. And I'm kind of cutting all over the place, but it's all going to be good. Alright, guys, like I said, not really a necessary step, but I kind of like to do it just for presentation's sake. So I'm just going to let this sit here on the counter. I'm going to fire up my smoker. I'll meet you guys outside. Alright, so today I'm using my char griller Auto Kamado. I got some lump charcoal in here. Since I'm going to be cooking this at around 275, I don't want to throw in the charcoal. I don't want to throw in a chimney full of charcoal. It's going to heat up way too much. So one of these tumbleweeds in the middle, get a big piece like right there. And we'll let this go for, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes so a nice little fire gets going. Alright, simple as that. I'll let this thing go. Let me go grab the ham, and we'll come out here in a few minutes. Alright, the last thing I'm going to do before I put it on is I need some way of maintaining temperature. I'm going to be using the Chef's Temp wireless thermometer. This thing works great. I did a review of this if you guys want to check it out. I'll leave a link below. As usual, we obviously don't want to hit the bone. I'm just going to kind of go maybe straight down, just like that. Okay? So, couple things I wanted to kind of go over as well. Some of you might be asking questions. Some of you might say, why don't I apply a seasoning to this? Most seasonings are very heavy in salt, and this has already been cured. It's already salty by its nature. So sometimes if you put a salty rub on there, it's going to make it way too salty. So you can put a rub on there if you'd like, maybe without as much salt, that's fine. I'm just going to leave it alone. I think all the flavor is going to come from that Coca Cola glaze that I'm going to make towards the last part of the cook, and we'll start applying it as it gets closer to being done. Like I mentioned, we're just heating this up. We want to heat it up to around 145 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to be cooking at 275. I got some hickory wood I'll put in there as well. Once we get up into that 125, 130 degree range, that's when I'll start applying the glaze. And we'll put that on every 10-15 minutes. It'll get nice and sticky and tacky, and that's where all that flavor is going to come from. So let's go outside, throw this on the smoker. All right, so we have a little bit of fire going, as you can see. I'm not going to go crazy with the wood because there is some hickory wood in here already, but I'm just going to put a couple chunks here. I want a little bit of smoky flavor. I'll stick that one maybe like, let's stick it like right there. All right, so since I want to kind of cook this indirectly, I'm going to put the heat deflector down. Put the grate, and like I said, we're going for a temperature of 275. So let me close this up. I'll kind of show you now how this works. You can see this here. So we're going to power this up. Right now it's 78 and climbing. We're going to hit temp 275 on. The fan will start to kick on D2, which is referring to the dampener up here, which I've already set to the D2 position. So you hear that fan kick on, 90 degrees and climbing. I'll wait until this hits 275. We'll throw the ham on. I mean, really couldn't be easier, guys. Be back in a minute. All right, we're at 245 degrees. The fan just kicked off. I'm going to go ahead and put the ham on. We'll pause that fan, put it on hold. Got a little light smoke going. Put that bad boy right in the center there. Just like that. Like I said, guys, this could not be any easier. So, we'll close that up. I'll unpause the fan. Now, let's get the Chef's Temp app fired up on my phone. Let's see, internal temperature of 38 degrees. Okay, we're going to tap to set up cook. Let's see here. We want pork. We want, well, let's see, chop loin, shoulder, ham. They're saying 160 degrees. I think that's a little too hot. I'm going to go down to like 125. Let's go between 125 and 130. Let's do 128. That's when I want to start applying the glaze. So, start cook. There we go. Simple as that, guys. All right, we are at the hour-and-a-half mark. I'm going to pause this. Let's take a look and see how things are looking. All right. There we go. Things are holding right at 275 too. So now you can see those cut marks now starting to show. Little crisscut pattern that's kind of all over the place. Internal temperature is 75 degrees, so we're going to continue to let it go, guys. I was debating whether to spray it or not, but it looks like it's got some moisture on here. I'm just going to let it be. All right, we'll continue on. And unpause. Yeah, come check it out in a little bit. All right, we are approaching the 2.5 hour mark now. It's been another hour. It started to rain here. No big deal. It's not a hard rain, but let's pause and see. Right now, it's saying it's 106 degrees internal. I wanted to do some spot checks and kind of see where we're at. So, let's see here. So 104, 106. Let's go real close to this. Huh? 109. Let's go over here. 127. Over here. Oh, that's like a heart. 129. Remember, we don't have to stress about the exact temperature here. we're just heating this up. But since we're well past 100 and we're getting up to that, you know, my target of around 125 to 130 to start glazing it, let's go inside and make the glaze. Alright, so here we are. We're going to make the glaze. I'll leave the exact measurements down below, guys. We're going to start off with the 12-ounce Coke. And like I mentioned in the beginning, if you can get one of these imported from Mexico, sometimes they have it at the supermarket, because it's made with real cane sugar. And one 12-ounce bottle is all we need. We're going to start with that. To that, we're going to add 1 cup of brown sugar. It's packed in there pretty good. There we go. Okay. We're going to add a 1/3 cup of Dijon Mustard. You can use regular mustard. I just think Dijon is going to give it a little bit better flavor. So we'll do 1 cup. Let's make sure to get every little bit out. Now we're going to add a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. And then we have a couple dry spices. We're going to start off with 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. And then to kind of give it a little bit more of that ham kind of glazed taste, 1/8 a teaspoon of ground cloves. Be careful with this stuff. It's pretty powerful. It can be very overpowering. Alright. Now I'm just going to kind of mix this together. And I'm going to put it on the stove top. We're going to bring it to a simmer, and then I'll slowly let it reduce down. So it's probably going to have to simmer for a good 10-15 minutes, I'm guessing. We'll see, until everything is well incorporated. Alright, let me get it over to the stove top. We'll start to give it a simmer. Alright, here we are. It's been a few minutes. You see I got it simmering here. We're going to keep stirring it. We're just going to wait till it thickens up a little bit, kind of reduces down. Just like that. In the meantime, guys, I'm going to go outside and set up my grill so I can apply this glaze without making it a complete mess. So I'll meet you outside, show you what I'm going to do. Alright, I just paused the fan. It was showing at 272 degrees. Now this is what I'm going to do here. Alright, so since it's almost ready for the glaze to be applied, I'm going to try to prevent anything from dripping and making a big mess out of my grill. I'm going to put a foil pan underneath, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. First thing I'm going to do is grab this ham real quick, put it in a tray. That's like that. Alright, now I'm going to lift this up here. Set that off to the side. I'm going to turn this plate upside down. I'm going to put a foil pan, do it like that, and I'm going to put some warm water to kind of help keep it in place. Just like that. And now this should fit right on top. It's already starting to flame. Let me put the ham back on. Alright, so grab the ham. I'm going to flip it around this time. There we go. Alright, I'm going to quickly close it. Unpause. There you go, guys. If you have the auto Kamado, you can flip that deflector plate upside down. It gives it more surface area for you to put in a disposable foil pan, just like I did. All right, we'll go check on that glaze. We'll come out here in a minute. All right, so we've hit 128 degrees. Time to start the glazing process. All right, look at this. Let's just double check, because I know some people are going to be asking. Like I said, somewhere between 125 and 130 is when you want to start glazing. We got 127. There it's 129. That's already at 143. You know, it's closer to the edge. All right. So here's that glaze, guys. We're just gonna slowly start brushing this on. See, that's where these little crisscut pattern come in handy, because you can see this glaze can kind of get in there, soak in. And like I said, putting that water tray under there to catch most of it. I mean, some of it will get down into the grill, but I'll just burn that off. What I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna just try to pour a little, just a little. There we go. Make sure to get this side over here, the back side. Oh yeah, this is looking good, guys. I guess I should pause the fan. I forget every once in a while. Flame's getting high. We're gonna close that up real quick. Put that flame out. We'll let it continue to go. At this point, we want to kind of continue to glaze every maybe 15 to 25 minutes or so. I reset my timer now. The internal is 129. I set it to 145. So, yeah, we'll let it go. In the meantime, I'm getting thirsty. I'll meet you guys inside for a drink. Alright, time for a beer review. I'm having a new beer from New Glazed Brewing Company out of Wisconsin. They're most famous for Spotted Cow, but they make a lot of other beers. This one is called Tail Wagger Amber. It's got a little dog on it. So I should dedicate this to Dixie Doo. Alright. I never had this, but I saw it in the store. I've been pretty impressed with their beers. Alright, so let's pop that off. And let's see, I do like an amber beer here. Let's see, they say it's brewed with malted barley from Wisconsin and our cousin state of Minnesota. Where days are short and work is long, this friendly greeting will set your tail wagging too. Okay. Alright. Definitely a little bit of a darker color, it looks like. Alright. I'm looking forward to some Coca Cola glazed ham for dinner. Alright guys, cheers. I appreciate you stopping by. You can see it's lightly carbonated, a little bit darker color. Doesn't really smell like anything. Cheers. Oh, that's good. Very drinkable. Definitely got a nice flavor profile. Not very hoppy. Almost tastes a little bit more malty. But very drinkable. I wonder what the alcohol content is on this, or if it even says. But this is good. This is a big change from some of the weaker beers. I don't know, I could probably look it up online, but if you're ever in Wisconsin, guys, do yourself a favor, because you can only buy this New Glazed beer in the state of Wisconsin. They don't sell outside of Wisconsin. They just don't make enough beers. I guess they did at one point and turned into a fiasco because people were coming from all over to buy the beer. So a lot of people from Illinois and Minnesota, when they come into the state, they buy a whole bunch of cases and then they take them home with them. So I'm going to enjoy this, guys. I appreciate you stopping by. We'll go outside in around 15-20 minutes, put on another coat of that glaze, and continue to let that ham cook till we get up to around 145 degrees. Cheers. Alright, it's been around 20 minutes. Let's get another coat of glaze on here. Man, look at this, guys. Wow. There we go. Of course, we'll drip some on the sides here. Look at this, man. Best way to heat up a pre-cooked ham, in my opinion, is put it on your smoker. You're going to get a nice dark bark. You're going to get a little bit more smoky flavor. I'm impressed with how this is looking right now, guys. It's looking delicious. Alright, let's see if I can get another half hour and get one more glaze on it, which I'm not sure because we're approaching 140. I don't want to cook it too much higher than that. I guess I could a little bit. It's not going to do anything, but just make it a little warmer. There we go. All right, it's at 144, saying there's 35 seconds left, and it'll be done. So let's take a look here. This took a little quicker than I thought. I think the whole cooking time was just about 4 hours. 3.5, 4 hours. I can't remember exactly. So let's take a look here. 144 is what our probe's saying. Let's go in here. Yeah, 144.8. Yeah, this is done, guys. Like I said, all we're doing is heating it up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it in a pan, bring it inside, cover it with foil. I'll probably put one more layer of that glaze on and let it rest before we give it a sample. Meet you guys inside. Alright, so I've had it here covered in foil for around 10 minutes. Just wanted things to kind of settle down. Oh my goodness, guys, look at this. It smells wonderful. Just turn it around so you can kind of see. Oh man. It smells wonderful. I do have some of that glaze left over, which I'll probably just kind of put a little bit on individual pieces. Well, you can see that's where the bone is, right there. But there we go, man. Let me get the family out here. We'll give this a taste in just a second. And I just flipped it over on its side here, just so I can more easily slice some pieces here. But you can see this, it smells wonderful, guys. Oh man. Alright, I'm gonna get to busy slicing this. Get everyone out here, give it a taste. Welcome back, guys. I'm here with my family, my wife Monica, my son Kyle.
Hello.
Now I cut some pieces here. I put a little bit of the glaze, and then I have some end pieces I cut off with a little bit of that bark. So let's try a regular piece first, okay?
Okay.
So just grab a piece. They're kind of odd shapes. There we go. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
All right.
Oh wow, that's.
What do you think of that glaze? Do you taste smoke?
I can taste the smoke. It's not too smoky. The glaze is not too sweet. It's good. Although in the back of my mind, I'm like, this is so unhealthy.
Well, not really. It's brown sugar, Coke.
And Coke.
Yeah, which is basically sugar.
But anyways, that said, it's still very flavorful. And then the other thing I was gonna say was that it's very, very moist. That was the first thing that hit my mind. Is it's not dry.
No, it's not dry at all. Okay, try one of these.
That's the one thing I hate the most is like dry ham.
Well, it's a bit healthier because he didn't use like the American Coke. He used
just 10 pieces.
Bottom
This one.
Just trying to. Okay.
I'll grab. This is falling apart too.
I know, that's what I was trying to grab, but I couldn't get it to come apart.
It's a bit healthier because he didn't use the bottle. He used the bottled stuff, not the like the American.
Oh, true,
Yeah,
true. With the sugar, yeah.
So it's got a little bit of that bark on it.
Looks good.
You can really taste the glaze more in that, I think.
Well, of course, because it's the bark.
Wow. In my opinion, guys, the best way to heat up a pre-cooked ham. Don't stick it in your oven. If you got a smoker, put it on your smoker. Bring it up to 145 degrees. Make a simple glaze, whether it's this one or something else.
It's good.
What do you think, Kyle?
Good.
I really like how moist it is, though. It's really good.
You're not a big ham person.
I'm getting there, though, as I get older. My taste buds are getting more selective. No, not selective. More
Complex.
complex. Thank you.
There you go. Oh, this whole ham cost me around $21, so
This is delicious.
this time of year you have to take advantage. When you get a big piece of meat like this for 20 bucks, definitely worth it.
And now we can slice it like really thin, and he'll have like, I always pack his lunch, 4 days out of the week, so.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, you can make your
ham sandwich.
What's your
Oh, ham and cheese casserole.
ham and cheese
my
casserole
family
she
recipe.
makes. Yeah, you can do all kinds of stuff with it. It's absolutely delicious. And then of course we got a bone here. We can make some soup.
Got my sister's recipe on that.
Yeah. So As always, guys, I appreciate you stopping by. If you liked the video, hit the like button. The logo here on my shirt is the logo on the bottom of the screen there. Click on that. It allows you to subscribe to my channel. Please do that because it really helps my channel grow. And I'll leave a link above and below to my website, ericsmokingbbq.com, where I have all my video recipes, photos, the whole bit. So, thanks again for stopping by. One more for Cameron. Huh?
I just stole it while you were talking.
It's so good.
It is good.
And I know one of Kyle's favorite things is ham as far as
Yeah,
ham.
I love ham.
Yeah, ham is so good.
That is really good.
Yeah, just a regular old, usually boring, store-bought ham. Turn it into something really good.
This is super good. And I'm coming around.
I know. Alright guys, thanks again. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.